Did you all hear that the U.S. may be giving up control of the internet? And if they do, the internet would then have global governance. I'm sure by now we all have noticed the apparent push and attempt to bring the world together via global initiatives. It all started with the global economy. I wonder what you all think, because to me it seems like when things go global, U.S. citizens get the short end of the stick and is almost always adversely impacted. That certainly has been the case with respect to the implementation of the global economy, or to say it another way, the international trading, buying, selling, manufacturing, etc. of goods and services. Many of our corporations went overseas for cheap labor to lower costs to improve their bottom lines and left many American employees high and dry. The bottom line is that the U.S. has too many government rules and regulations, red tape, human rights laws, which are a good thing, and too high of standard of living to compete with the rest of the world. U.S. employees expect higher pay and certain benefits that employees abroad are not privy to. So the global economy, in my opinion, weakened us as a country. I'm sure you've probably heard discussions about implementing some sort of organization to put in place, oversee, and enforce international ecological rules and regulations. Another thing we all should understand with respect to the global unity or oneness initiative is that every time any type of oversight authority is given to an entity outside of your country, the independence and sovereignty of your country is attenuated or weakened. So basically, what you're saying is, little by little, our Constitution and our freedoms are being taken away from us with every passage of a global initiative. You see clearly. Have you heard or read about the interfaith movement? The interfaith movement is an attempt to unify the different sectors of religions. And today, now, I see this article that the U.S. is ready and willing to relinquish the oversight and administration of the internet to global governance. I bet you, like so many others, have this gut feeling or feeling in your spirit that all this coming together by the world just doesn't seem to be a good thing. There's something that just doesn't seem right about it. Well, guess what? You are right. But have you ever wondered why people are scattered all around the world or all over the world, and why we have so many countries and so many languages in the first place? I wondered about this when I was a little boy, but didn't learn the answer until I was a young man. Anyway, what we are seeing here with all this world unity is history trying to repeat itself. Now, you are probably saying, especially you history buffs, what is this guy talking about? Where is it documented that the entire world was together and unified as a people? My answer to you is that it is documented in the most read and credible history book ever written. I am also 100% sure you have heard of this book, even if you never read it. Nope, I think you are wrong on that one, my brother. I've never heard of such a book with this type of information explaining that there once was a unified world. It is called the Holy Bible. Do you have one? If you do, pause this video, go get it, and turn to Genesis chapter 11, verses 1 through 7. You need to read this in the book and read this for yourself. Here are the verses. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole world." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other. Verse 5 and 6 tells us that the Lord came down to look at the city and the tower the people were building. And then he said, look, the people are united and they all speak the same language. After this, nothing they set out to do will be impossible for them. Let me sum this up by telling you something that you already know. There is power in unity, and this is one of the main things this scripture is telling us. God said after they build a tower, then nothing would be impossible for them. Who is orchestrating the global unification to obtain enormous power, and what will he or she, do once they obtain it? All these answers are found in the best and most credible book ever read. Read the book, believe the book, surrender your life to its author, and receive kingdom knowledge revelation about what was, what is, and what is to come. Shalom.